Hi, I'm David, your strengths coach. In the next few minutes, I hope to inspire you to begin your journey to becoming the best you. Today's strengths solution: how do I bring my best more often and more consistently? Well, it begins by understanding the difference between a balcony and a basement. What's a balcony? Well, a balcony is really your strength. It's when you show up, that part of you, that talent, that ability, that natural side of your personality that shows up in a positive way, in a way that you like to be known for. On the opposite side of that, a basement is when your personality sort of shows up as a weakness. When it gets in the way of yourself, or it gets in the way of others. A balcony is the kind of thing we love to be known for. Maybe, perhaps it's you're a great presenter, or extremely loyal, a get-it-done kind of person. On the other end of the equation, a basement are the things we don't really want to be known for. The stuff that we're kind of sometimes embarrassed about. Maybe we talk too much, or we're overly critical, or we get stuck just seeing all the risk and never can move forward with making a decision. Understanding the difference between a balcony and a basement is the first step in bringing your best more often and more consistently. The next step is to actually name it. Name what your balconies look like and kind of what the basements look like too. So you got to take a look at that when you're in a situation that you're wanting to kind of be more your best. Take a look at it and say, what does my best look like? What are the things about me in this moment that I really love about myself? When you can say to yourself, yeah, I really did that well, or maybe I hit it out of the park just then. That's when you're probably keying into what a balcony is. And then you also need to know when they happen. You've got to know when your balconies happen and when your basements tend to happen, because they're not going to show up all the time in every situation. So be keenly aware. You've named them. Now be keenly aware of what it looks like when they show up, because when they show up is when your opportunity to start becoming your best is. Now, the final thing to bring your best more often really is it's not about getting it all right on the front end and never making a mistake. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. We really learn from our mistakes or learn from our weaknesses in those moments. So when you're in one of those situations and you see now your basement showing up, that's when you need to call a timeout. Calling a timeout is when you sit there and say, okay, I'm going to take a step back. I know I'm using my basement side of myself right now, the things that I don't really like or don't want to do. But I know what my balconies look like, and calling a timeout gives you the permission to say, I'm going to put my balcony at play here. I'm going to put it into play in this situation and use that as a new launching point to kind of turn that circumstance around. You do that more and more and more often. You keep calling timeouts. What you'll find is your basement doesn't show up as often. And when you're in the middle of a situation, you more quickly are able to turn it from a basement experience into a balcony experience. That is how you go about and can bring your best more often and consistently to the situations you face. Are you ready to take the next step in what it looks like to bring your balconies more often to the situations you face and to be your best more often on a daily basis? If you're ready to take that next step, then head on over to strategicinitiative.com. We'll be waiting for you there.